I'm not going to play the audio. We got it all queued up, too, of Adam Schiff and the Russian comics who make him look like a complete jackass. Well, actually, he is. But I want you to realize how deranged and mentally ill this man is. And I use those terms because they use those terms to define Donald Trump. He's deranged and mentally ill. And I know this. How do I know it? I know it the same way that Bandy X. Lee, the professor at Yale, do about Trump. This guy, Adam Schiff, he's on Russia TV in 2013. And there he's demanding that the FISA court be more transparent. Today, of course, he's demanding that the FISA court not be transparent at all. In February, on February 1st, 2017, he said that Russia supports the Second Amendment because Americans are killing each other. You know what? That one's worth playing. It's short and sweet. It's cut 11, Mr. Producer. Go ahead.
We can see, for example, on Facebook, so graphically what I was mentioning earlier, the multiple aims of the Russians and their interference in our elections. Because, yes, on Facebook you had the content that was clearly anti-Hillary, and you had the content that was very pro-Trump. But even the bigger quantity of content that was being pushed through social media was just content designed to pit us against each other, to exploit our divisions. So, of course, they, as you have seen, they parroted Black Lives Matter to try to broaden the racial divide in this country.
I thought you guys did that. I thought you guys were broadening the racial divide. You, Obama, Holder, Pelosi. Go ahead.
Fascinatingly, they also trumpeted the Second Amendment. Apparently, the Russians are very big fans of our Second Amendment. They don't particularly want a Second Amendment of their own, but they're really glad that we have one. The Russians would be thrilled if we were doing nothing but killing each other every day.
This guy's such an idiot. The Second Amendment is there because it's part of the Bill of Rights. They hate the Bill of Rights. Unless they're defending terrorists or mass murders. Unless they're defending illegal aliens. But they hate the Bill of Rights. They hate the First Amendment, except when it protects the Praetorian Guard media, the appendage of the Democrat parties we talk about here. They hate religious liberty. They hate freedom of association. Of course, they hate the Second Amendment. The Fourth and the Fifth, it depends on who's being targeted. The Ninth Amendment, they pretend doesn't even exist. And I argue that the Ninth Amendment is a manifestation of the Declaration. Of course, the Tenth Amendment, they're all for nullification. They're the new Confederates. Except, of course, when they're not. Right? They're all for federalism, except when they're not. Doesn't matter. Ends justify the means, and that's who they are. So the Russians are pushing the Second Amendment. This is a conspiracy nut. This is the kind of guy who would have a radio talk show at 3 in the morning. Oops, check that. There's a couple of good guys show at 3 in the morning. After them, 5 in the morning. But he's a quack. And then, of course, you've heard all day, because it's been on the Internet, and you can listen yourselves. You don't need me to play it over and over again. And that is how he was bamboozled by 2 Russian comics. And so humiliated is he that he pretends that he knew what they were doing. No, he didn't. The Daily Mail has follow-up emails. He was following up, and they wanted to get dirt on Trump, in particular naked pictures of Trump. Naked pictures of Trump. Why should we take this man seriously? I know we don't. But CNN does, MSNBC does. That's why we don't take them seriously. But this guy is a miscreant. He's a malcontent. He's a leftist goon. Is Adam Schiff. That's why I call him Adam Shifty Shiftless. That's not particularly unique. That's just what he is. So he has these conspiracy theories. Now, they'll never be said that he has conspiracy theories because he's a leftist. You're not allowed to have conspiracy theories.